Sam, we're back again. Like, look at this. We're doing the fusion wellness.
So
The new
excited to be
platform.
here with you, Ashwin. Thank you so much. And I love the color that you're wearing.
Oh, thank you, Sam. Like, you're looking as lovely and vibrant as always.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, so I'm just thinking, fusion wellness. Like, so we would like to welcome all our viewers to Fusion Wellness. Sam and I both welcome, and we look forward to having some very interesting discussions on this platform. And the discussion of how we would be looking at the two different worlds, like two different worlds of how we use two different things to do you know uh, towards health and our well-being.
And
So I'm thinking,
Ashwin, when you say two different things, what do you mean by that?
so the two different things is like, so this is where fusion wellness comes to my mind. Like when I was thinking about this, so in in my experience, what I have normally seen is that if someone has a headache, they will go for uh, the analgesic, so paracetamol, ibuprofen, whatever it is, like whatever the choice of their analgesic is, that's where they go for. And I think the reason for that is because that's what they know. They know that if you had a headache, you swallow some pills. But I think that is not what it is always, because we should always be looking at other things that can be used before we go to the Panadol. So why are we having that headache? Did we have we had enough water during the day? Have we had a good sleep? Or so when I think about that, I just think that we should first use the non-pharmacological things, like the non-pharmacological interventions in our well-being before we go for medications. And I'm not saying that we both come from two different backgrounds, so and the thing is that we've always worked together in the way of I've been doing yoga with Sam for so many years, and I've seen all the different stretches and all the different things that we do in yoga that sort of helps people with their chronic back pain, or their chronic bowel disease, or their rheumatoid arthritis. And so I think this is where the whole idea came from, because I though I meet these people professionally because I'm a pharmacist, and I meet these people with these conditions, but when I see them as like they have a medical condition, they have a prescription for a medicine. But when I started doing yoga, I saw more. I saw that these people had conditions, and they are probably taking some regular medications, but then they were also being healed by other methods that you were providing advice on, and these people were keen to take those advice on board, and they were healing faster, or the recovery or the healing process was excelled for them. And so they're combining the two good sides of both the worlds, and this is what fusion wellness is going to be about. So I the intention would be to discuss medical conditions, get some of Sam's ideas, and then get some of my ideas, and then we have like a discussion, and hopefully in the discussion we will have some valuable points that will trigger people to think outside the box. And and this could really be good, because as much as the modern medicine and vaccines, they have their place, and none of our advice is going to supersede what your doctors tell you to do. But it's the advice is mainly, you would see that you can include all of these things in your daily things and probably feel better quicker. Though in the beginning it doesn't look like that it's quicker, but once they become, some of these things are just good parts of life, like having a good night's sleep is that should be part of your life, like drinking enough water during the day, that should be enough. That should be like your regular part of the day, right? What do you say, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so when you're saying these two things, bringing them together, you're saying kind of your pharmaceutical knowledge, and then more of the holistic knowledge, which you said you've kind of become aware of over the years, more aware of over the years through having done yoga with me, which makes me feel very chuffed to have felt that I've helped you to see that there's more as well. But from previous conversations, it seems like you've always had a bit of that in you anyway, conversations off the YouTube. And I'm thinking of one in particular yesterday. And I know I'm going a bit off track here, but you were talking about that pharmaceutical, the paracetamol for a headache. And you said in your training that you're actually taught, and the same with doctors, so pharmacists and doctors are actually trained to not reach for the Panadol first, which I was blown away because I was like, oh, I thought that was the first thing you're going to get recommended. And so I love that you embrace that. And you said that you would always say to the customers coming in, have you drunk enough water? And not so many of the other pharmacists or doctors always take on that early training because you became known as you go to Eshwin and she'll recommend water, and you became the water lady, and it's such a simple. But when you told me that, I was just like, wow, yeah, because it's it it's everywhere. Like the doctors and pharmacists and the advertisements on television in particular are like, you've got a headache, take a Panadol. Like and so I love that you wanted to bring it all together and we can't advise people, but we can encourage people to look outside the box and research and know that there's much more that like you're saying, you don't just have to take a Panadol, that there are other options, and there are a lot of people that are on medications. Sorry, I'm now talking about you more than me, but your job is actually to help reduce people's medications because they're on too many, and so there's a lot of uh, lack of awareness out there that there is more to healing and to managing your condition than just taking medicine. Um, so yeah, I'm just really chuffed to be here and just share what knowledge I have over the years. And it's just sharing and encouraging people to know that you can do more for yourself and empower yourself to take your health into your own hands. Yeah.
Yeah. And in all of that, like I guess, it's just like it's coming to that balance where, you might be like, for hypertension, people will be diagnosed with hypertension or high blood pressure, as they call it. And the thing is, they're going for the tablets, and yes, the doctor is writing you tablets because your blood pressure is high. There's you need tablets to bring them down. But then there's other things that you add to it, like you reduce your salt intake, and that could help you with your blood pressure. You manage your weight, so exercise, good nutrition, and all of that. And then like at the moment, like I think there is we do have like a lot of medications that get used for pain, for depression, for all the other mental health issues as well. And and a lot of these things, I'm not saying that the medicines they don't have a place in these things. They have a big place. And we have studied about these things. There's researchers about these things. They have a big place. But before all of that, like I think there is also places, things like pain, mental health, Mother Nature, like hugging and having that uplifting environment around you, and going into nature, hugging the trees and things, that oh Sam, I think I've heard all of these from you. I do read a lot on those things
Yeah.
as well. I have this thing of reading on the ancient wisdom, and my background, like with the us, like I think my mom was like that as well. So when we had fever, they have the wet towel that they will do, and there's a lot of things in my own culture that I've seen being used. At the end they might use the medicine, but what I'm saying is they use like other things there. And what fusion wellness is all about, bringing these two together. And like when we are sort of looking at as a wholesome thing of how the end point of it. Like, so at the end point is like when we have like a condition or something that we are trying to treat, are we just going to treat it in one way? Like, why? Like, when the world is so big, when there's so much there's so much advice, there's so much people. Yes, of course, like your advice and things should be very relevant, and not always that, whatever comes on Google or TikTok is the right thing. But we need to do our own research and probably get some advice, and always talk about your things. So if you are planning to use something non-pharmacological, like you're planning to do more for your chronic pain while you are taking some opioid medications, I would say discuss it with your doctor. Let the doctor know that you are doing other things as well, so that they have some idea of what you are doing, especially if you're trying to put because a lot of the time also people would think, oh, they're talking about natural medicine, so they're talking about those herbal medications. No, not necessarily. Like I don't think we're always talking about the natural medication, because that's a whole topic in itself. It's more and if you are taking any other medications with your prescription medications, your doctors need to know, because there can be interactions with natural medications and prescription medications. So that's a whole topic in itself as well. And I'm sure while we are doing our topics, we might get to those things of drug interactions and things like that as well. But maybe we should, Sam, tell them what would be our next topic. So what are we planning to do next in the next video?
Well, yeah, before saying that, I just want to touch on a couple of your things that, yeah, it's the blood pressure one that popped into my mind is it's like it's like the salt, it's the medication, but what else is going on in your life? I think you mentioned, balance and, emotions and stress, and there's just so much in like holistic comes to mind. I mean, this is it's fusion wellness, it's holistic wellness, and it's not saying you shouldn't have pharmaceuticals, and it's not saying you should just be woo-woo, but we're whole beings, and we are part of our whole environment, part of the trees, part of everything. And so this is like we have endless conversations about this. I mean, as you're talking,
Yes.
I'm like, oh, we could say this and we could say, there's so many things we can talk about. And so I'm really chuffed that we have this opportunity to share all this with a greater audience and spark something in people that, so that they don't feel like they're just stuck forever. There may not necessarily be a cure for whatever ails you, but there's definitely ways of improving your life that we will be talking a lot about. And anyway, because this is our quick sort of introduction, we're not going to talk too much more, even though the two of us can definitely talk. The next time we get on, we're going to talk about weight loss. Well, not weight loss, sorry, weight maintenance.
Management. Weight management.
Weight management, because weight loss is what is cells, right? Weight loss is it's one of the biggest things out there. It makes the most amount of money. It's one of those huge things because everybody wants to be, the way they are. But one would say it's way more important to be a whole, healthy, balanced human being. And within that, weight management often follows. Yeah.
Yes.
So
I agree. I agree. So, I would encourage all our viewers of the intro to please like and follow us on the YouTube, subscribe, follow us on all our social medias, and we will need all of you to be able to continue doing this. So please join us. Please join us. Have fun. We will definitely have some very good experiences that we will be talking about, and we will have a little bit of fun here and there too. You'd enjoy our conversations, like So if you
Absolutely.
mind.
One of the most important things is laughter, and Ashwin and I can laugh. We have some great laugh. Yeah, we laughing is important, and we'd love to hear from you as well. You want to share some of your experiences, some of your ailments in the comments. I mean, obviously, we're not going to cure them, but we can discuss them. We can talk about them, and we'd love to hear from you. So yeah, comment, share, subscribe, all of those things, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, Ashwin. Anything
Thank
you'd
you,
like to add?
Sam.
Anything? Yeah.
This,
No.
this is I'm just like so excited. Like, yes, of course, comment on the comment in there, like the topics that you want us to discuss. And yes, and Sam and I will have big discussions, and you love that.
And we'll finish with
Ding, ding.
bye.